Hello kids, Shubha Mangalam. This is Hemalata at Little Scholar High School taking up class 9th biology, and we shall start with our first lesson, that is cell structure and functions. All of you, with your previous knowledge of your 7th, 8th, 6th and all, you have already learned what is a cell exactly. Cell, we always, all these times we have been discussing as or saying as or defined as cell is the basic unit of life. Cell is the building block of an organism. Yes or no, children? So what is the cell? Cell is nothing but the basic unit of the organism. Now, when we are talking about the cell, our entire body of an organism, entire body, each and every part of the organism is made up of cells. Yes or no? All these cells combine together to form the tissues, then organs, organ system, and whole individual as a system. Yes or no? So when we are talking about the cell and all, we should know actually what it is. When we are saying it is the basic unit of life, then we should have the idea what is cell exactly. Yes or no? And here cells, to as per your lesson subject is concerned, we are going to discuss about the animal cell and the plant cell. Okay, before going into this animal cell and the plant cell, we shall just understand or just go through a brief thing, like many scientists have been working on to find out what are the cells exactly, how do they look like, what are the functions which are operated by the cells and all. And many scientists have discovered many microscopes, and they have gone through the study of the cells through using this microscope. And when we talk about the microscope, we can say that we have three types of microscope, that is simple microscope, compound microscope, and electron microscope. Okay children, when we talk about the simple microscope or compound microscope, when we observe any cell under that these kind of microscope, it is only the cell wall of the cytoplasm which we can see. But it is only the electron microscope, which is highly sophisticated microscope, through which we can study all the cell parts, or we can say cell organelles. Yes, now what is cell organelles? Cell organelles are nothing but the components which are present inside the cell. The components which are present the components which are present inside the cell, we call them as cell organelles. Okay children, now when we come to this part of the cell organelles, we will see about the animal cell now. Okay. When we talk about the animal cell children, we have the outer covering, outer layer, the first layer. What we talk about the cell, it is nothing but the cell membrane. What is the outer layer of the cell called as? Like we have the skin, which is the outer layer. Yes or no? Like that, in the same fashion, the cell is also having the outer layer, and that outer layer is called as cell membrane. Okay children, now inside the cell membrane, that is, now as the our body is covering all the organs which are present inside our body, in the same way the cell membrane is covering or protecting all the cell organelles inside the cell. Now when you look at the plant cell, we have many cell organelles. Like we have the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is nothing but the liquid or the fluid which is present in the cell, in which all other organelles are fixed, or we can say that it is the base. The cytoplasm is a liquid in which all other cell organelles are present. Okay, now the liquid is nothing but the cytoplasm. And we have mitochondria, the nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, vacuole, and the lysosomes. Now what are these? The list what we are reading out or what we are naming it, all these are nothing but they are called as cell organelles. Okay children, now I am repeating the things what are there. Now these are the basic things what we find in your textbook. A typical cell, the term is mentioned as a typical cell. Now what is a typical cell? A typical cell is the cell which has almost all the cell organelles. Okay, a typical cell, when we are talking about or studying about, it is the cell which contain almost all the cell organelles. And one more point you need to know is, when we are talking about a typical cell, we said that all the possible cell organelles are present in it, but some of the cell organelles which are present in one cell may not be present in the cell of the other. For example, when you look about the cells which are present in the mouth, okay, now when we talk about the typical cell, yes, we are talking about Golgi, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, mitochondria and all. But when we are talking about the cells which are present in one particular part, will be different from the cell which is present in other particular part of the body. Okay, now for example, if the Golgi bodies are mainly responsible for secretion, they are mainly responsible for secretion. This means in the cells which are present in the mouth, Golgi bodies are more in number because they help in secreting the saliva. Are you understanding? But the Golgi bodies which are present in other part of the cell are also there, but the number is comparatively less. That is how we differentiate the cells, or when we talk about a typical cell. One thing you make it clear, the typical cell is the cell which contain all the cell organelles, but the cell organelles may differ from one part to the other part of the body depending upon its function. Okay, now when we are talking about the animal cell, we said that the outermost layer is the cell membrane, and this cell membrane is the one which is protecting all the cell organelles which are present inside. Like we have cytoplasm, mitochondria. You know the cytoplasm is nothing but the liquid. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Nucleus and nucleolus. This is nucleus and nucleolus. The dark portion is called as nucleolus. Even in the nucleus, we have liquid called as nucleoplasm. Okay. Then we have endoplasmic reticulum, and in that again here we have smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum, and Golgi bodies, vacuole and lysosomes. In detail, we will talk about all these cell organelles one by one. Okay, children. Now, when we are talking, now this is the plant cell, children. Now, till now we have seen about the animal cell, and this is the plant cell. Now, there is some difference between the plant cell and the animal cell. Almost all the cell organelles are almost the same, but what is the difference? The difference is, in the plant cell you have one more extra outer layer. You have one more extra outer layer, and that is called as cell wall, and this is called as cell wall, which is absent in animal cell. Okay, cell membrane is the same, children. Cell membrane is same for both animal cell and the plant cell, but in plant we have one extra thick one more layer, and that is called as cell wall. Okay, now when we talk about one more part of the plant cell, it is vacuole. Vacuole are very small in animal cell. Vacuoles are very small and they are scattered. They are scattered in the animal cell. But when you talk about the vacuole in the plant cell, it occupies the major portion. It occupies the major part of the plant cell. Okay, and here the vacuole is to the little side. It is not present in the center. In animal cell, the vacuole is towards the sides. Okay, but whereas when we talk about the vacuole in the plant cell, it is in the center. Understood, children? Now, one more thing what we have to talk about difference of plant cell and animal cell is, here chloroplast are present in the plant cell naturally, because plants have to undergo the process of photosynthesis. When they have to undergo this process, naturally they will carry the pigment called as chlorophyll, and this chlorophyll is nothing but pigment which is present in the cell organelle called as chloroplast. So this is the major difference. Whenever you talk about the difference between plant cell and animal cell, you can say that the plant cell has the cell wall, which is an extra covering. Okay, which is one of the extra layer covering the cell membrane. Vacuole is in the center, vacuole is towards the side. Vacuole is very small in spaces in animal cell, and vacuole is very large in animal cell. And you can say that chloroplasts are present in the plant cell. We'll come to know much and much things all about this in detail, step by step. Okay. Now, when we are talking about the cell membrane, now let us go to the cell membrane. Okay, the cell membrane is also called as plasma membrane. The cell membrane, the cell membrane is also called as plasma membrane. Now, what is the importance of the cell membrane or the plasma membrane? Now, the cell membrane or plasma membrane gives definite size and shape and enclose all the organelles. See, because of the cell organelle, because of the cell membrane only, yes or no children, all the organelles which are present inside the cell are present intact. They are present intact, and that the cell is getting some particular shape. And already we know that cells are of different size. It can be spherical, it can be straight, it can be oblong, anything. Okay, so different cells are there of different shapes and different sizes also. And the micron is the unit of measurement of the cell. When we talk about the measurement of the size of the cell, it is measured in microns. Okay, and when we talk about the shape, they are different, like spherical, oval, elongated, and all. Now this particular shape is coming because of the cell membrane only. The particular shape is coming because of the cell membrane only. So we can say that cell membrane, it defines the size and shape of the cell. Why the cell is looking in this particular shape? Why the cell is looking in this particular shape? It is because of the cell membrane itself, and encloses all the cell organelles. That means we have seen many cell organelles inside the cell. Yes or no? All the cell organelles are intact because of the cell membrane. Okay children. Now, what is the next importance of the cell membrane? It maintains the balance, children. What do you understand by it maintains the balance? See, the environment or the composition of the cell which is present inside the cell is naturally different from the external environment. Yes or no? Okay. Now there should be a balance between the external environment and this cell. So the cell membrane will helping the maintenance of the balance between the external environment and within the cell. For example, if the cell membrane is not there, for a suppose example, for suppose if cell membrane is not there, what happens? All the water which is present in the external environment will move into the cell. Yes or no? Then what happen? All the cell organelles will not be intact. They will be floating somewhere or the other. Yes or no? And what happens whenever the external water is going inside, what may happen? The cell may bulge. The cell may bulge and it may burst also. If an external water is going into the cell from the external environment, it may bulge and it may burst. The cell may burst. At the same time, if all the liquid which is present inside the cell is going out, if all the liquid which is present inside the cell is going out, what happens? The cell will get dehydrated. Yes or no? The cell will not function properly. It gets dehydrated. So first thing we can say that it gives a size and shape and includes all the cell organelles, and it maintains the balance. That is what till now we discussed. It is maintaining the balance between the internal and the external environment. Okay children. Now one more word we have to talk about the cell membrane is selective permeable membrane. Selective permeable membrane. Now what is selective permeable membrane? It is also nothing but it is a cell membrane. It is also nothing but it is also a plasma membrane. Now why we are calling it as selective permeable membrane? See, we said this is the cell. Okay, and this is the external environment. This is the external environment, we suppose. External environment. Okay children. Now there are certain things. Okay, there are certain amount of water or maybe certain amount of salts which has to go inside the cell. Okay, which has to go inside the cell. And look, and there are certain things, see, when these organelles are present, there are certain things which are present inside the body also to be removed out from the body. Okay children, there are certain things which have to be removed from the body. For example, any a foreign body is there, like any harmful germ is there, and which it want to enter the cell. The cell membrane will not allow that foreign body or that particular germ to enter the inside the cell. At the same time, if anything waste material is there which is present inside the cell, it will throw out that waste to the external environment. That means what this cell membrane is doing, this cell membrane is allowing the things which is only required by it inside and which is not required to give out from the cell membrane. So it is doing this process selectively. It is not allowing all the things from the external environment to enter into the cell, and it is not allowing all the organelles or any other things to go out of the cell. It is only selectively making the things to enter the cell and selectively certain things to move out of the cell. Hence we are calling it as selective permeable membrane. Understood children? So what is cell membrane? Cell membrane is nothing but the outer layer giving definite size and shape to the cell, and it is maintaining the balance we said, and it is also called as selective permeable membrane because it is allowing certain things to move in and out selectively. So what does this mean? Cell membrane, plasma membrane, selective permeable membrane, all are same. They may ask you why the cell wall, cell membrane is called as selective permeable membrane, because it is allowing only certain things to move in and out. Okay children, and the cell membrane is made up of lipids. Okay, it is made up of proteins and lipids. So cell membrane is made up of what? It is made up of proteins and lipids. Okay, whereas cell wall is made up of cellulose. We'll come to that next in the next class. Okay, now this is regarding the cell membrane, and these are the basic typical structure of a cell. Either it is a plant cell or it is an animal cell. And if you go through the material, you have to learn about what are the differences between a plant cell and an animal cell, and at the same time you should know the points about the cell membrane. I have just made it shortcut, so for your understanding you can elaborate and write children. Okay, so this is for this class. Next we'll move to some other part of the cell. Okay, thank you.